Everyone, welcome back. It's me again with a special guest, Bruce.
Hello.
For those of you who don't know, Bruce is my son. He's been visiting here in Florida. We've done a lot of stuff, and on top of all the stuff that we have done another, I guess what you could call this, maybe the second annual Bruce Haul.
Yeah, and of course I bought a massive amount of things again.
Yeah, did we do one before we started filming these, or is this realistically?
Yeah, pretty much every time I come down here we just go nuts. Or I go nuts, and then...
So it's the second annual video haul, but it's probably... I'm going to get this out of the frame.
The bubbly.
Yeah, but it's the second annual haul for a video. So I'm going to have you start off with some of the things that you bought, and we'll jump back and forth because he's got a primary goal that he looks for that's in a certain field, and then I'm kind of all over the board. So,
well, I'm going to say one thing. So everything that I have over here, I mean, there's a pretty common theme, yes, but it's not all going to happen at once because it's all sporadically spread out everywhere. So there's no way so we're going to come back around to some things. If you're a Tampa Bay Rays fan, I have a lot of good news for you because that's pretty much, I would say, the majority of what I bought. So
yeah, we're in Tampa country.
We've got bobbleheads galore. We've got Rookie of the Year Will Myers. We have Logan Forsythe. Why not? We have the Cy Young Blake Snell bobblehead I tried to find last year, and I couldn't find one in good shape.
Yeah, he could find them, but they were all scratched or nicked or busted up or chipped or something was wrong with them.
We have Tyler Glass now. We have a 20th anniversary Rays glass set. So, 2 Rays glasses. This is the Tampa Bay Devil Rays logo from the inaugural season of 1998. That's how they started out as a team. And why they got rid of it, I do not know.
We have Alexi Kitty.
We have the Boogie. And then this is our current Rays logo when they changed the name. I wish they wouldn't have done it, but hey, you know what? They've made the best of it, so there you go. I want people to see the scope of the madness that was buying up Rays merchandise.
The madness of Bruce.
I mean, I could explain the method to my madness, but that would take probably far too long. I'm not going to do that. Kevin Kiermaier, the Outlaw. My boy. I love him. I didn't even know this bobblehead existed until about 4 days ago.
Dave hooked you up with that bobblehead.
Oldmar Dave, hook up. But Kevin Kiermaier is basically him diving for a ball in the outfield. I didn't even know this existed. It was right there on the shelf. Boom, take it.
And it was at the first or the second game you watched while you were here that he hit the walk-off home run.
Second night here. First ever career walk-off home run for this guy. He's been here since 2015. 2013, that was his rookie year. And he's been in Tampa Bay ever since. Boom, first career walk-off home run.
I'll give you some inside information on Kevin Kiermaier. Mindy really likes him.
Ooh. Yeah. I actually bought this last time, the Fred McGriff Tino Martinez combo.
The Crime Dog.
Crime Dog. This was from last time, but I'll take another one. My other boy, Brandon Lau. Current Ray. I love him to death. Austin Meadows. We have another one. This isn't a bobblehead per se, but we have
That's, in my opinion, better than a bobblehead. Because I'm from Cleveland. Well, we're both from Cleveland. We don't have, well, I guess we do have, we do have these American League champions. We've won, what, 2 or 3?
No, we've been to 6 of them, and we've won 2.
Well,
we should have won 4.
I mean, during our lifetime.
3.
So, yeah. They don't win World Series in Cleveland. They'll get you right there. They'll get you extra innings. They'll go Game 7 extra innings, and then they lose.
At home against the Cubs, who have
with a home field advantage.
Since 1908, and we
good job, Cleveland.
Blew it, and I haven't recovered from that since. But I don't want to talk about that anymore.
He's done.
We've got a replica of the 2020 American League Championship trophy that the Rays won. That was the COVID year where they played 60 games. And they ended up playing in Texas against the Dodgers in the World Series, and they lost.
We're getting mooned by a squirrel.
Are we?
Yeah, he's up there on the edge, and he's flipping his tail.
How dare him? Oh, this is another one. I mean, it's not going to be in the box. It's not going to be fancy, but this is a Fred McGriff Ray's bobblehead, so
Another crime dog.
I bought all these, and I have no shame. For the money, for the price, you have to do it.
Yeah, pennies on the dollar. And the nice part about this stuff, I know from experience, you get them in these boxes, and they have a lot of space around them to make sure they don't get messed up. You take them out of the box. I'm not a box collector. I've tried that before, and I had a great big bonfire one time just burning boxes because they take up space, and it's just, I don't need the boxes.
Nope. You gotta keep the boxes.
He keeps the boxes.
I keep all the boxes.
But when you take them out of the box and put them on display, it reduces the size of this area here by quite a bit.
I get the philosophy, and it makes sense, but I guess that's the thing. I don't buy to resell. I buy to collect, so these are mine. I don't plan on selling them, and all of these I'm pretty much going to keep. So
I got these. And this is like the third generation 3G. Ooh. Again, Nikon. But these things for the size are really amazing, and for the cost too. If you get binoculars in the future, if you have them and they just don't work for you, here's what you might want to try. One of the eyepieces is going to probably have knurled edges or gripping. This one's on the right eyepiece. This is the eyepiece. This is the, I don't know the nomenclature of binoculars, but this is your viewer
nomenclature,
lens.
Fantastic word.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll be here all week. Well, what you want to do is you want to look through the right one with your left eye closed or blocked and turn this until the image gets really sharp. And then put it up to your face, and the binoculars will have this motion to them. Set it so you can actually see a clear image and it's only one image that you're looking for, and then use the focus wheel and it should dial into a perfect sharp image through the binoculars.
I can vouch it worked.
Yes.
Like a charm to a T.
And with binoculars, a lot of times you have them at sporting events or you're outside, which is where you're not going to sit there and watch TV, probably not, through binoculars. Walmart, not sponsored. Lens wipe. I forget how many it is. You get a box of them, maybe $10. I don't even remember, but there's a lot of them. Don't use a dry cloth to wipe your lens. I just faked that. I didn't actually do it. Get the lens wipe. You can get them for, they work on cameras, anything with a lens, eyeglasses, and use this, wipe them good, dry them off, or they'll even air dry because I think there's probably a lot of alcohol in this. I don't know. You don't want to drink it. But anyway, that's the way to go, and you will have some dialed in binoculars that are really sharp and you'll really enjoy them. And another thing I found that I thought was pretty cool, and I'm not a Freemason, I don't know that much about them, but the history with George Washington and Jefferson and all those guys, phenomenal. And I found, actually what this is, it shows the logo, it's got the G, and I don't exactly know what it's called, but it's the square, which is this part here, and the compass, or the compass, depending upon what neck of the woods you're from, which is the triangular part. And the G, I think, represents geometry for all of the things that you do with building and everything. But what this is there's actually a gear down here, and you flip that up,
This is so cool.
and it closes into, it goes under the paratrooper's blade category, and then it's got a little hook in here that says Freemason that will lock that in place. So it goes to a functional knife, and then down into the Mason symbol. And then if you want to make it safe to put it in your pocket or carry it or however you're going to do it, you can use the same clip and it closes and locks in place. I've seen the paratrooper style knives before, but to incorporate it into this symbol with the history involved in that, and to have these gears down here, I thought it was really cool. When you're out looking for stuff or just out looking and you see something you've never found before and it's $23, probably a good idea to buy it.
Well, you've had problems buying stuff like that for $2.
Yeah, that's true. You see it and you think, oh, I should get that. And then you get home and you think, I never went back and got that.
Well, it's easy for you, not for me.
No.
But, well, if you want to go off more bobbleheads, these aren't Rays related, but New York Yankees, I have Didi Gregorius, Sir Didi.
The Yankees.
You got the Knights outfit in there, or night suit for Sir Didi. Another Blake Snell, not the Cy Young Award winner one, but it's Blake Snell. Another giveaway. And I got this thrown in for free. Kind of, but not really. Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods?
Himself.
I'm going to jump in here with a book. This is the Blue Jackets manual from 1943. From the United States Navy Naval Institute in Annapolis, Maryland. Just fascinating stuff. Handwritten notes in here from Company 336, Battalion 31, Regiment 21, 2nd Platoon, February 1944. It's just got all kinds of stuff that if you were in the Navy, it was all things that you would have to know. And it's kind of interesting on the back. Your gas mask is your best friend. And it shows a guy with his dog. Try and get that in there so you can see that. But I found this at a place for $1. I mean, you just can't pass on history like this. My dad was in the Navy during World War II, so it might have been something that at one time he might have had this same book.
So we have a puzzle cube from the inaugural season of Devil Rays baseball, which was 1998. I actually had one of these as a kid, but it was an Indians cube. So basically,
it's not like a Rubik's Cube.
No, it's not. I'm not going to take it out of the box, but basically, so there's one side here, there's two side there, there's a third side there. Basically, that's kind of the gist of it. It'll fold, and then it'll fold in half, and then you basically fold it right back into the cube. But it's one of those picture cubes, so everything's a little different. They've got players highlighted and really cool. They've got the inaugural season logo there with that. I thought that was sweet. I had an Indians one when I was a kid, and I played with that thing. I got that in my first ever game, I thought.
It's the Oakland A's with Richie Sexton hitting 3 home runs in one game.
Was it 3?
I think it was.
I thought it was 2, but
I think he hit 3.
That'd be impressive. I'll have to look that up. More Tampa Bay sports that I love, but it is the Buccaneers this time. Tommy Touchdowns, I love ya. This is going to be my new golfing shirt religiously whenever we go. Super nice. It's one of those like Under Armour fancy claws, but very nice purchase. I like that.
Speaking of golfing, we had the second annual, that was the true second annual, putt-putt Lost Congo River outing. And we actually tied this time.
You tied.
I aced the last hole and got the tie. So it's kind of like boxing. The current reigning champion, if there's a, what do they call that, a draw or a, whatever it is, I think he retains the belt.
I don't feel good about that. I want an immediate rematch.
Oh, wah. But
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you did tie me, though. That was a thing.
As far as I know, I haven't seen the scorecard.
It is on Instagram. I posted that. So.
He's posted it on his Instagram channel.
Everybody can vouch. You can go right ahead and count that. Follow me at BMIK29 on Instagram.
That's him.
I have another Rays American League Championship replica trophy. However, this one is not 2020. This is 2008. Their only other American League pennant in franchise history. And they went on to face the Philadelphia Phillies in the World Series, and they lost. But I was actually very happy about that. I still am to this day. Got a pretty cool item here. We're going back to pretty much everything I got the first time. NASCAR, baseball, the Rays, eventually wrestling. Got shout out to Mindy, Hogan's Beach Shop. I didn't get to go, but I wanted to real bad.
Mindy Minx, yeah, you missed that by a day.
And you could have gotten me White Castle.
Oh, 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah, but I could have got myself Shake Shack.
I've never had Shake Shack.
And we went by Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chips.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, I would like to have stopped there.
I've got a pretty nice item right here. NASCAR. Jeremy Mayfield.
The only thing I remember about Jeremy Mayfield, other than I didn't think he ever won a race, did he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, did he?
We went to one. He won.
Yeah, well, the commercial. Hey, Jeremy.
Oh yeah, she's bathing in the motor oil.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jeremy Mayfield's not one of my favorite drivers at all. But the gist of these are called Radical Rides. I believe these came out '99 or late '98. But it's really cool. It's kind of a weird thing where it's a larger-than-life driver in a really small car, and I actually have one of these at home. I kind of started dedicating myself to trying to find these. So I have Mark Martin, who I love. He's one of my favorite drivers, and they made a bunch of these apparently. So I did find Jeremy Mayfield, and then eventually I'll find Richard Petty, and I'll pull that one out, but I don't have it in front of me right now.
Kind of a throwback to the guys that are my age, back to the 60s with the Ratfink and the cartoons with the guys in the hot rods with the big gear shift lever way up in the sky.
Got a nice collector set of cars here. There is 12 1/64 scale. These are from the 50th anniversary in 1998. And there were a pretty good batch in here. There was actually 2 of these, but the other one was just, there was a bunch of nobodies. And
oh, it was crushed too.
Yeah, that one was kind of rough, but yeah, there's some pretty good cars in there. I like some of these drivers. I apologize if there's glare, but I thought that was pretty sweet. Bobby Labonte, Jurassic Park car, very cool paint scheme. This was awesome. I can't believe I found this. So this is a Dale Earnhardt Nightlight. So it's plastic. Basically, I think you put a battery in from the back of it, and you pretty much just plug it into an outlet, and it's a nightlight. I don't plan on using it. I don't even plan on opening it, frankly. But I actually have Terry Labonte's Kellogg's Cornflakes nightlight, just as a decorative piece. And I mean, I probably should have figured there was more than just Terry Labonte, but I ended up happening to find Dale Earnhardt, the GOAT.
I destroyed a lot of Terry Labonte Kellogg's Cornflakes cars.
Well, speaking of which, I have one right here. How about that?
Yeah, in the 1/24 scale. You could buy them at the store. They were $10 a dozen. And I was a big Earnhardt fan. So I would get the stickers, the water slide decal thing. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. Guys, help out the ladies. Thank you. And I would sandblast. I'd take apart the Terry Labonte car, sandblast the body, and then paint it black and transfer all the decals onto that car. I've still got 1 or 2.
I've got Racing Champions. They were big in the, I'd say, late 80s and 90s as far as making cars and sets like this. So they made a lot of these. They made a lot of the little mini hauler sets, and there should always be a little tiny version of the car included in the hauler. So we've got a nice combo here, the Bobby and Davey Allison father-son duo. So I thought that was pretty sweet, especially because Buick, this is when Buick was actually in NASCAR.
Yep.
And Davey Allison lost him far too soon, but thought that was pretty sweet. And all of this I pretty much got a good deal on, so it's like, how could you pass it up, honestly?
I would be buying him Racing Champion cars or stuff like that, and then on the way out of the store, he would play the video game. What was the name of that? Cruising USA?
Cruising USA.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bah,
man, that takes me back.
that was annoying. Sorry about that.
I always loved the police car because the license plate oink.
Yeah.
Oh, that always made me laugh.
Hey, speaking of lights, he showed a nightlight. I found these. There's 3 AA batteries in them. It is a nightlight. This is magnetic. You can put this on anything metal, obviously. And then this just attaches right to it. You can aim it, do all that. You can turn it on off, or you can put it on auto, which is where it is now. And it's probably not going to work now because there's a lot of light in here, but it will turn on with motion. Put one of these in the kitchen and had it aimed right where you could see, and it was actually too much light for the dark room. These were $4. I got 2 of them. Probably put one in the garage and one someplace else. Or you could put a screw in the wall and mount it. There's a couple different things. I think it even came with a double stick tape that you could do. But for $4 with a light like this, it was. I'll try and get it. Well, anyway, you saw it on. You get the idea. Bright light, and I like that it's magnetic. You don't have to be messing with a bunch of stuff. You just stick it on the wall and you're done. That was cool. For a couple bucks, I found this, which opens up into a backgammon game piece set, complete with the dice and the little roller things, red versus white. So I thought that was pretty cool. I am going to be teaching Bruce how to play backgammon. You haven't played yet, have you?
No.
I haven't played in decades, literally. And when Bob was visiting, he bought a board. I have one, but he bought one. And we played, and I actually beat him. And I think he's played a lot more than I have recently, so that was kind of fun. I mean, it was fun playing even if I would have lost. You changed your shirt.
You know I changed my shirt. I've been looking for this jersey. Shout out to Jameis Winston. Love you, bud. Good luck in New Orleans. I've been looking for Jameis Winston for 3 years. And once you know it, I got Jameis Winston. Finally found that jersey. I don't know if that even showed, but Jameis is my boy. I love him.
Bruce actually took me to a Bucs game was it against the Falcons?
It was against the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Kyler Murray.
Wrong bird. And we saw Jameis Winston actually win a game, didn't we?
Yeah, and I wanted to go to the game. I didn't really know what was going to happen, but I wanted to see him throw a touchdown, and I wanted to see him throw an interception because that was the 30-30 year. No quarterback ever did that. No quarterback's done it since. I got to see both a pick and a touchdown. And here we go. Richard Petty himself, another radical ride, the other one that I found. I apologize again if there's glare. I've been trying, like I said, to collect these, so lo and behold, I found 2 in Florida, so now I'm up to 3. I don't know how many are in the set.
Well, it shows 5 here, but it shows another 5 over here, but they're different.
Well, they basically swapped spots.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
So, yeah, if you're going off the back...
Yeah, don't go off the back.
Like I said, I have Mayfield, I have Mark Martin, and I got Richard Petty, so... they said there was a whole bunch that came out. I don't know if they ever did, but so to my knowledge, there's at least 5 of them that I know I have to get.
Petty's in his Pontiac.
Yeah, that was like right there at the tail end of his career. That's pretty much what he went to, his Pontiac.
Yeah, I could be a little bit off on this, but I think the Richard Petty blue was when he started racing. He had all kinds of blue paint. His dad raced, and he needed paint for his car, and he just mixed-matched a bunch of blue paint that he had laying around the garage or the barn or whatever, and he came out with that color blue, which is how that happened.
I'm pretty sure that's right. That's how I remember it, at least.
I was a big Richard Petty fan and a big Dale Earnhardt fan, and a lot of people said that can't be. You can only be a fan of one or the other. Well, I was both, so.
I think that's more accurate with Jeff Gordon or Dale Earnhardt.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I think most people were. How many people do you know that, I was rooting for Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt in the 90s. I loved them both.
I didn't care for them both.
Well, that's the point. I have yet to find somebody who would tell me, I rooted for both of them in the 90s, because I don't think you did. You want to talk about destroying Terry Labonte cars, you can't be doing that, because I happen to have found a real nice 1/18th scale 97 edition Terry Labonte Kellogg's Corn Flakes Monte Carlo. I am not the biggest Terry Labonte fan, but I like Terry Labonte. Unfortunately, when I started following along, his career was pretty much kind of ending, and he stopped winning, which yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. But always loved his paint schemes when he was driving the Kellogg's cars. Pretty much at the end, he had Tony the Tiger as opposed to the Cornflakes Rooster. I forget his name, but I always loved these cars, and it was always cool. He had Starburst. I don't know if you could see it. He always had Starburst on the back there, which I thought was awesome. Which is another reason why I always liked Bill Elliott cars. He had Reese's on the back of his cars.
Yeah, Starbursts are good.
I love Starburst.
I'm going to jump in here with some DVDs. I picked up 4.
You did buy those.
I did buy these.
He did buy those.
The Little Rascals. Now, I have what's supposed to be the complete set, but what intrigued me about these, number one, the price was $1.18. It doesn't say on here anywhere that they've been colorized, but with the packaging and it kind of gives you the impression that they are. I'm thinking they're not. And if they're not, I already have all these episodes and they're great, but I only need 1 copy of each one. So.
And how did you get the whole set?
You found them, didn't you?
You're welcome.
Yeah, he did find them.
Half-price books.
Yeah, but and these aren't. It's 4 DVDs. It's not the complete set, but it's some of the greatest ones that I think they mentioned. The one about the fire department and one going out hunting and they grease down Weezer with Limburger cheese. And if you haven't seen these, you're missing out. You really need to find them. But I got these 4, so we'll see.
Oh, that was hilarious back in the day.
Yeah, we'll see what these look like.
I told you Mark Martin was one of my favorites. There you go. Just a random sign I found back when he was driving the Thunderbird. Real super nice New York Islanders pullover, I guess is the word, but super nice.
Casper the Friendly Ghost. Got a little one coming, and he has to see all the classic cartoons. So this is volume 1. I don't have any other volumes, but if this is the ones that I watched when I was a kid on TV, they're older than dirt. But they were kind enough to put them on a DVD, so now I can share. And I have Taxi Driver. You haven't seen Taxi Driver?
No, it's something I really need to see. I think it's on Netflix.
If you get a chance to get Taxi Driver for a little over $1 and some change, get Taxi Driver. And then I found somebody that must have had quite an Abe Lincoln collection for DVDs, and some of these look like they might have been part of a set, National Geographic. Abe Lincoln, American Mastermind, The Hunt for Lincoln's Assassin, and Lincoln's Secret Killer, all from National Geographic.
It's a fascinating story.
So if I have, that was a whole conspiracy thing. If I have these already, then I'll have some extras, and we'll see what we're going to do with those. So and then the assassination of Abraham Lincoln that was done by PBS. And I really enjoy PBS unless it's something done by Ken Burns. And that's just my opinion. So
no, I tend to agree. You don't know everything about baseball, Ken Burns. That is really fascinating, though. It's not so much... I mean, yeah, the assassination's notable, but everything that's truly fascinating to me is the aftermath.
Hollywood versus the mob, fact versus fiction, over 10 hours of gripping documentary footage. So we'll see what that is. This is a 3-disc set.
I didn't even see that.
And guess what? There is 3 discs in here. Untimely Demise, a darkly humorous presentation of 365 deadly deeds. All true stories on how people met their beyond.
Ironically, the guy had it rung out as a children's book.
Yeah, they weren't sure if it was hardbound or children's, and they both came up with the conclusion that it was a children's book. Okay. Cult of Glory, the bold and brutal history of the Texas Rangers. I really don't know much about the Texas Rangers, so for, $3? This book looks like it's literally brand new, so I'm going to take a chance and read that. And then this is a Bill O'Reilly, Kennedy's Last Days, not to be confused with his best-selling Killing Kennedy. I think I have this, but I think it's in softcover. So if I have if I already have this in hardcover, then I'll have an extra, and I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do with that. So those are some of the books. Very quickly, I found this, which I thought was really nice. It's from the Audubon Society, a certificate of authenticity, and it has all the states. And what it is a collection of each state showing the state bird and the state flower. And it's postmarked on the date. I think they're all from 1978. But as far as I can tell, without going through a whole lot of it, this is a complete set. I was really happy to find that. I like that a lot.
That thing was awesome.
And then I found a wildlife fact file, which I think these are one of those things where you buy the binder, and then monthly or weekly or something, you're in a subscription, and they send you different animal facts. And it's pretty detailed. I'm sure there's a whole lot more to this, but for $1, I couldn't go wrong with the price.
I had a bunch of those in school, I remember.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I with the little one coming, and then not years ago, but a while back, I showed you a find at Goodwill of this same kind of thing, but aircraft, where you get the binder and then they send you different airplanes. This, I think, is around 18 or 20 chapters, and the one I found a while back was in very nice condition, but it's nowhere near complete. I have found 5 binders with, I think it goes up to 18 or 20 chapters.
I think we were at 18 as far as the cap.
And these things are all packed, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna look and say, kind of on the limb, that I've got all of them. So I was very happy to find those. So I'm gonna have a couple extra of these that I'm not going to have to keep all of them. And the last book, and this was also $1, is the Hollywood Book of Death. The bizarre, often sordid passings of more than 125 American movie and TV idols. So I think that does it for the books. And then I also have more DVDs. London Has Fallen, Olympus Has Fallen, both great movies. Peter Rabbit. When we were at Universal, we saw the Bourne stunt show. Never really seen the movies, so I picked up all 3 of the movies. I think there might be a 4th one now, but it doesn't star Matt Damon.
Really?
I could be wrong. Nothing But Trouble, Demi Moore, John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, and Chevy Chase. Never even heard of this movie. Have no idea what it was, but it says it's along the lines of Beetlejuice, and it's even better. I don't know. Never seen it. Found this one. It's a ThrottleTV.com presents Mustang Mystique. Don't really care for Mustangs. Never did.
Oh, Mach 1s are great though.
Oh yeah, those are nice. The Mach 1s, or the pony cars, the originals with the fastback. I really like those, but the other ones, not so much. Good Morning Vietnam. Thought I had it. I didn't. So that's good.
It's a good movie.
Drive-Through History. I don't know if this is a DVD or what it is. No, it is a DVD. City Soldiers, Battlegrounds of Revolutionary America. And it looks like they take you on a driving tour of all the historical sites, and it's a guy that I've never heard of that narrates it, so sorry guy I never heard of. The Easter Bunny is coming to town. Breakfast at Tiffany's with Audrey Hepburn and George Papard. I have Where the Wild Things Are, the book, and Where the Wild Things Are, the movie. This is something that I looked at the library a lot. Born Free, not real sure about this one yet. I have to look at it. The Blind Side with Sandra Bullock. I didn't think we had it, but Mindy says we have it. Disasters of the Century from Above, airline crashes and things of that nature. And back of the van, picks from American Pickers. So I've picked up all of those along with the other ones that I showed you. And when I go to Ohio, Ohio is great for stores that have used DVDs and movies. I guess that's the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
And I go there and I buy, I'll buy a stack of them there too. And then when you put them in a suitcase, you have this that you have to pack. I found this. It's metal, and it holds a boatload of movies. So what I can do is I can take the discs out, throw away the plastic case, keep the paper, which doesn't take up any room in the suitcase at all, and come home with the paper and the disc, and then I can file them the way I have it. I'll show you sometime if you guys want to see how I file the movies. The TV shows that have like 12 seasons all in one thing, I'm not going to put those in envelopes and do all that.
Buy the box set.
Yeah, buy the box set, put it on the shelf, and you're good. But for individual movies, I put them in the sleeves. I'll show you if you want to see them. But this is a great way that I can save a lot of space in the suitcase, get them home safe. You buy a $1 movie, you're not going to worry about, if they crush the suitcase and it breaks. Okay, I can find another one. But at any rate, I thought that was a pretty good idea, and I've tried it numerous times and it's worked out great. But I just picked up this one that's metal, and I think I paid $3 for this.
I think so.
So that's pretty much everything that I have. I'm going to turn it over to Bruce, and he's going to get you through the last part of his haul.
You did real good, bud. You did real good, and you didn't spend a ton of money either doing it.
I did not spend a lot of money, no.
You did real good. Well, unfortunately, I will say I don't have the crazy big ticket item like the Mighty Ducks jacket from last time. I would say the big ticket item is everything.
Ooh.
Because it's all fantastic.
He was right on the edge of a Tony Stewart NASCAR jacket. I think if it hadn't been sun faded the way it was, he probably would have pulled the trigger on it. It was a very nice jacket.
I think so. If it was still December, I probably would have done it, and I probably would have worn it. But headliners, we had those. We had one last time, I believe, on this. But
I think you're right.
We have the minis. They made a ton of these. We have. It's basically it's kind of like a Funko Pop, but for sports, and they were around about 20 to 25 years ago. But we got Boss Hogs himself, Wade Boggs, with the Devil Rays, so that's kind of a rarity because he's pretty much known for being a Yankee and a Red Sox.
Yeah, he was with the Red Sox first, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's pretty much where he finished his career out. And then we've got the bus, Jerome Bettis, the man, retired on top after winning Super Bowl 40. Good man.
Boggs got his 3,000th hit with the Rays, didn't he?
Against the Cleveland Indians in Tropicana Field, and it was a home run. And he was the first ever 3,000 hit club recipient to make his 3,000th hit a home run, which has since been done by Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, I believe, are the only two others. But it has been done before or since.
He was the first.
He was the first. I actually have a couple of these sets. These are All-Star MVPs.
I have never seen those before.
These are little plastic figurines. But they correspond with an NFL team. I actually have the 49ers and I have the Cowboys. I don't remember ever getting them. But this is the Denver Broncos, 1997 edition. So this was the first year out of 2 straight that they won the Super Bowl with John Elway. We have another bobblehead, Mike Soroka. Plays for the Braves. Unfortunately, he's been hurt the last couple of years, so you really haven't heard or seen much from this guy, and I believe he's on the 60-day DL. This was like $3, super clean. Just do it. In that logic in Florida, just do it.
I think I have to add the world champion Atlanta Braves.
Hot Atlanta! Freddie Freeman. He did it. They did it.
There's a backstory to this,
There is a backstory to this. I was so happy to see this Jerry Maguire videotape. I don't know if anybody's going to have a clue what I'm talking about, but there are these people. It's called Everything is Terrible. They actually went to school at Ohio University, and basically their whole thing is mashing up VHS content or like movies, stuff on videotapes, random infomercials, and they kind of just splice it all together and they make really weird cuts of footage. And Everything is Terrible. They are fantastic. I found out about them a few years ago. Their stuff's really good. But anyway, the whole point of why I'm talking about this with a Jerry Maguire VHS in my hands is they have a goal to pretty much, I think it's just a pyramid. They actually have a museum right now, and it's filled with nothing but Jerry Maguire VHS tapes. Not DVDs, not Blu-rays, not digital copies. Jerry Maguire VHSs.
Not laser discs.
Not laser discs. Jerry Maguire VHS tapes. They just have, basically it was an entire blockbuster, just Jerry Maguire's on the shelf. So they have a P.O. box where you could send Jerry Maguire VHS tapes to them, and they're pretty much trying to collect them all and build like a giant super pyramid of just Jerry Maguire VHSs. But I thought that was great. 50 cents, why not? Another bobblehead. Jay Bruce.
That's you.
My boy. Well, he's not my boy, but he had a very memorable run with the Indians in 2017. Helped us win 22 straight games. I always like Jay Bruce.
But did they win a World Series? No.
No, you can thank Didi for that.
Well,
Didi Gregorius.
it's just another...
Welcome to my nightmare. You all know I love wrestling, and I love WCW. I've been trying to find these. Any NWO, WCW figures from the mid to late 90s all the way to the end. I got Paul White, the Giant, the Big Show, as you may know him.
It says Giant right there.
Well, that's what he was in WCW. Then he became the Big Show, and then now he's just Paul White in AEW, but... Awesome find. I look for these all the time. I just happen to see it out of the corner of my eye. WrestleMania 15. I thought this was awesome. We've got The Rock, but more importantly, why I bought it, we have Owen Hart, who unfortunately lost his life in the tragic accident. You may all know that story. It's been well documented, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was very shocking.
Yeah, Owen's awesome. I love Owen Hart. Him and Brett. Two of the best you're ever going to have in the history of professional wrestling.
Anytime I think of wrestling, I have to throw out the name Johnny Powers.
Johnny Powers.
WKBF, Channel 61, Cleveland.
Oh, back in the day.
Yeah, Johnny Powers.
Well, there was a riot.
He was the king of wrestling.
In the 60s. So, basically, I think the last thing I have to show you, I have bought a bunch of glassware on this trip. And, you could probably tell the story about these specifically better than I can.
Yeah, these are Tumblers. They also had a little larger version, the same frosted NFL logo and the team logo. I got one, we were on vacation in Washington, D.C., and I think these were out in 1972, somewhere around that era. And I actually had a Washington Redskins NFL glass, and I was the only one in anywhere where we were at in Ohio that had one. Went away for a week, and my mom, I even hid it so nobody would use it. My mom found it and says, "Oh yeah, while you were away, I broke your football glass." Thanks, Mom. Golden. So it took me, 40 years? I don't know how long it took looking for one, and I finally found one. And that kind of the story and my search for them and finally finding it. He was with me when I found it. He's picked up on wanting to get maybe the whole set, so he's working on that. But we have this size, and then the next one's a little bit bigger.
It's about, yeah. I posted a picture on Instagram of, there's two sizes, so you've got the little small guys, which we pretty much see most commonly, and then there's actually this, they basically look the exact same as this, but they're about that tall.
I'll get one. I have one.
And you said these were shell?
I think they were Shell Oil.
Shell Oil, like you pretty much buy a set amount of gas in gallons or whatever. They pretty much would give you one of these for free.
8 gallons, I think.
Yeah, so whatever market you're in, if you're in Cleveland, you're going to get the Browns.
I'm too short.
If you're in Pittsburgh, you're going to get the Steelers, et cetera, et cetera. At least that's how I think it works. But yeah, ever since my dad told me that story about his experience, I've pretty much wanted to collect these religiously, the whole set of all of them, every team. And considering they're two sizes, I want to get both sets of both sizes, although I will say the large ones are rarer because, like I said, we can't really find those too often.
When I started looking, that's all I could find.
Yeah, we happened to find a couple today in the big size, but I have spent this trip finding these or trying to find these, and I've got about.
All right, there's the large size.
There you go. So there's a good size comparison. We've got the very nice Cleveland Browns glass right there. So exact same concept, exact same design. It's just you got the small boy, and then you get the little bit bigger boy. Although I think the ones we found today are bigger than these, but I'm not sure. I don't have those.
I don't think so.
Don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
But I've been wanting to collect these. I have about 3 or 4 different new teams on this trip in this guy. And in this guy, I happen to find the Chicago Bears and the Cincinnati Bengals. And
good finds.
Steals for $1.
Do you have the Browns in this size?
I think you did give me one.
Okay.
As far as new boys teams for these on this trip, Buccaneers, Raiders, Falcons, and Patriots. So I got the Jets in front of me. This is a duplicate. This one I'm actually probably going to use, but the other one's just collection. That about covers it on my end.
I hope you enjoyed the haul. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching what we've purchased and kind of the variations of things we look for and his focus on what he looks for and what I focus on. Thanks for sticking by. This was all filmed in the state of Florida, and we will see you again soon.
Yes, we will.
Yes, indeed. Bye.
See ya. Peace.